Hey, Lynn Huber here. So today I want to help you to learn how to market in your stories. So I want to help you get a feel for what your stories are really meant for and how you can start showing up in your stories so that you can start building those relationships and generating some leads. Wouldn't that be awesome? So let's take a look at exactly what you can do to take your business and make it a little more public. So put yourself in a place where people can actually see you and you can start marketing in different ways without being super spammy or weird. That's what stories is going to do for you. So let's start with some facts, okay? Let's start with what's so great about stories. So first off, it's good to know the why, right? Because it gives us a better idea of whether we should get started on this platform. And so one of the benefits of marketing your stories is number one, people are 15 times more likely to check out your stories rather than to look at what they posted on your wall. I know that's a crazy number, right? But it's accurate. It kind of makes sense though. Really, when you log into Facebook or Instagram, what you see first thing, right? First thing at the very top is that big rectangular block of stories. And so it will have your story if you have posted any, or it will have other people's stories that you're friends with. And so it's such a great landscape because the real estate is right there in front of you. So people can easily pop in and they can just scroll through your story. So you want to be in that viewing space where people are more likely to see you. You can't market your business if you're invisible. So hopefully today's training will open up your mind a little bit, especially for those of you who are kind of stuck on thinking that you have to only post in your groups or only on your business page. And you don't branch outside of that. If you're only focused on your VIP group, you're not growing because your group is closed, right? Because nobody, the people who are in your group are already there and you're not bringing in new people. So unless you have a system where you're actively bringing in new members to your group every single month and your group is growing, then you need to find ways for people to be, for people to see you and for you to be visible so that you can start to build more relationships and start to invite more people to your group. So this is really important because you're in the direct sales profession, right? I mean, your job is to sell Avon products. And but I know you don't want to come across as salesy or spammy or pushy. I mean, I get that, right? But just because you market your products and just because you're showing up in places outside of your VIP group or your business page doesn't mean that you're being salesy or spammy. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So the second benefit of your stories is that it's such a great place to meet new people. You always need new people to talk to about your business. And you have so many friends on social media who you might think know what you do, but actually they really don't know what you do. They just really haven't paid attention or whatever. You'd be surprised to know that many, many times when I post in my stories, somebody new asks for information or asks me, what do I do? And I have conversations from my stories on a daily basis. This has really stepped up my game. Since I've been actively doing 6 to 8 stories a day, it literally has ramped up my game. And so that only happens when you're visible and when you're intentional about creating those conversations. But very important, you want your personal profile to be public. Your settings in Facebook have to be public so people can find you. Because your personal profile is where people will find you and where you can start to build those relationships. On your business profile, Facebook and Instagram, they kind of, the algorithm kind of slows down your posts. They want you to pay to play. So they kind of slow down who sees them and not as many people will see your posts. But of course, your business profile and your VIP groups is where you're still going to do most of your promotion, where you're still going to do most of your business building. But your personal profile is where you're going to meet new people and where you're going to start to build those relationships. And that's so critical for you to grow your business because without the new, you're never going to grow, right? So something else to think about is when you post in your stories, they only last for 24 hours and they disappear. So that's a great opportunity for you because especially with Instagram, Instagram creates an archive of everything you post in your stories. So you literally can go into Instagram and go to your stories, go to your settings, and then where it says archive, you can go through your calendar and you can pick out a day and you can look at all the stories that you posted that day. And then you can repurpose a lot of that content. You can repost it. That's because some people will see your stories. But then if you wait a day or so or maybe a week later and you post the exact same thing, different people will see it. So that's one of the great things too about stories, because they only last for 24 hours. They don't stick around. It gives you the opportunity to kind of come back and back again, right? So let's talk about the goal of stories. The goal is to develop relationships and to give your business that free exposure. Social media is free. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to go chasing people, because people will come to you if you get good at doing stories. So stories can help you build relationships, and they can give you more exposure. And this is especially great because, like I said, people are 15 times more likely to look at your stories over your posts. So ask yourself, even if I do the bare minimum in my stories, is that exposure worth it for my business? How do you actually market in your stories? What should you post? Well, let's talk about that, right? So I suggest that you post 4 to 8 stories a day. Consistency is key, though. So at least try to have 3 to 5 stories up at all times. That's kind of the bare minimum, 3 to 5 stories up there. And you want to have a mixture of content. So that means you have at least like one engagement story. You can add a poll or ask a question. It can be as simple as posting a quote and then saying, "Do you agree with the poll? Yes or no?" So they can click on it, right? You should have one video. That should be you talking. Or you can recycle an Avon video or a TikTok video or a reel that you've done in the past. You can recycle and put that there. But people want to see you. So I strongly suggest that you have you talking somewhere in your stories, because people want to see you. They want to get to know you. They want to learn who you are, right? Maybe one graphic. So that could be like a graphic or a photo. Literally, that could be anything. It could be your breakfast. It could be a picture of your office. Maybe you using your products without actually talking about your products, just a picture. If you can create curiosity, some people will actually message you and ask you about it. Give people some sort of an insight into your day. You doing your morning gratitudes, or maybe you out delivering orders. I've seen Timothy Brown doing that. He'll post a picture holding up the brochure or holding up an order and saying, "I'm out doing deliveries today," right? Maybe it's your fur babies, or maybe it's your kids. This insight into your life allows people to connect with you, and they start to get to know you. Maybe one story about one of your products, maybe you can focus on that product or on a sale, or, Avon's live shopping today, that kind of a thing, right? And then maybe a quote or something meaningful to provide value. So here's a really helpful hack that I recently learned to help increase your engagement. So maybe one day a week, let your stories completely expire. So no stories will be on your newsfeed. Just let them all expire. That kind of resets your social media. And then when you do post again, everybody that follows you gets a notification, and then your viewership will skyrocket. So when you do that, when you let your stories expire, and then when you post again, your first post needs to be an engagement post. Because when people start to engage, that would be a poll or a question, right? Where they kind of need to respond or choose this or that or answer a question. Because when people start to engage, Facebook or Instagram is going to show your post to more people, your story. And then rather than always saying, "Join my team," you can post pictures of you and your team having fun together. Or like we just got back from Cancun. And so I'm posting pictures of me hanging out with Avon reps in Cancun. That's more attractive to people than asking people to join. Instead, you're not saying, "Join my team" or "buy my products." You're saying, "Look at how much fun I'm having," right? Be authentic. Because stories are meant to provide a window into your life. Don't worry about being perfect. Just be you. People need to see you. They need to see what you're doing. It's called stories. It's for storytelling. Show what you look like with no makeup on, maybe, and then show them how you apply your makeup. Or the one video I've gotten the most engagement from was literally how easy it was to fill out your eyebrows with a brow pencil. I talk about how I suck at this, and I'm terrible at doing this, but this product, I actually did it on the VDL brow liner, but this product makes it so easy. And I did one eye, and then you could see both of them. You could see the difference. I've had men purchase that brow liner from me because of that video. I mean, it's just crazy. When you do a video like that, it's amazing. All of a sudden, you'll start to notice over time that you'll start to notice that people will start to buy those products. You'll start to get orders for them. And that's kind of cool, right? Mix up your content. Talk to your audience, supplement with value content, add polls for engagement, share your reels and posts into your stories, mix it up, because then it's going to help keep that interest level so people will want to continue watching your stories. You don't want to just have them scroll through your stories and have quote, 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 right? You want to have like different things. Just mix it up. Talk live in your stories. Maybe you could, while you're walking the dog or whatever. I mean, my friend, many of you maybe know her, Jessica Zumbach. She is amazing in her stories. She literally goes live and says, this is what I'm doing today. Oh, I'm getting ready. Oh, my dog's doing this, or whatever. I'm walking my dog. She just goes live. And then people, they feel like they're getting an insight into her life. They feel like they're going along with her. And that is just amazing, but that's really done great things for her to help her build her business. And so, just kind of let people know, give them an inside look at your life and let them know what you're doing that day or what's going on that day. Another thing you can do, if it's easier for you, is you can label your days. So maybe you have like Motivational Monday, right? Where you can create a poll or share a motivational message, or maybe talk about something you've struggled with, or overcoming your business, or maybe you did something for the first time and you feel really good about it. Share that. Tuesday can be Tip Tuesday. Talk about tips about how to use your products, or tips about how, just any kind of tips. It doesn't even have to be about Avon. It could be, tips about how to make sure your avocados stay fresh or whatever, right? Wednesday could be Work With Me Wednesday, or it could be Wisdom Wednesday. You kind of get the idea. If that's easier for you, then do that. So I have for you 5 ideas about what you can post about every day. So we talked about the different, kinds of posts and mix it up. So you could do empowerment or motivation. So this could be quotes or favorite sayings or a personal story or healthy routine or your wins or your achievements or anything you were recognized for, right? Anything that's going to empower somebody or help motivate them, that's perfect. You want a story about education or value. So that could be tips or recipes or hacks, or step-by-step on how you do something, or did you know, or maybe your daily routine, or maybe personal insight, right? Then you want to have promotional or business kinds of posts. People don't want to be sold really on social media. So instead of selling, talk about your favorite products or the products that you use. What does it do for you? What do you love about it? What results are you getting? Or what results are your coupon or your customers getting? You can even add a poll that says coupon or info, right? So how they can choose yes or no. Well, you can do coupon or info, and then now you can get a notification that they took your poll, and you can message them with the information they promised. So how cool is that? Like if you talk about that even like with my brow, like I told you, the video I did with my brow liner, the VDL, I could put a poll in there, just a little poll that says coupon or info. And then if they click coupon, I can say, I can send them a private message and say, thanks for watching my video. Here's, the welcome 10, I can give you 10% off if you want to order on my website. Here's the link, right? Or info might be, let me give you more information about it. And you can just go to your website and copy all the information that's about that particular product, how to use it, what it's for, and all of that. And then you can send that to them in a private message. So that's a great way to get interaction going. And nowhere did you say, buy this on my online store. Instead, you're just talking about how to use a product, right? So and there's a talking head connection. So that's you talking into the camera. So that share a story or give tips or personal insight. Maybe share your family or your daily routine, or talk about something you've accomplished or something that you're excited about. Just kind of give them a peek into your day, right? Product curiosity, that's again about products, but sharing you in the action of using your product, or maybe cleaning, or how, even like we have a lot of cleaning products. How do you use them, or what's your favorite way to use them, or what do you love about it? Again, it's real similar to the one that I talked about earlier with products. So, be sure to, if as much as possible, it's not quite as critical in the stories because they only last for 24 hours, but still you want to keep your content like 80% everything else, and then 20% value. So 80% connecting, fun, engagement, personal insights, behind the scenes, that kind of thing. And then 20% about business and products. Keep in mind though, people need to see your posts. Like 7 times before they're actually going to get interested or before they're actually going to take any action. That's just marketing. That's just how it is. People need to see it 7 times. That's why when you watch TV, you see the same ads over and over again, right? Because you need to see it. So create the engagement by asking questions. So create a poll or ask a question. And then when they answer, that just shows up in your inbox, in your message. If they answer that's what's so great about stories. When they answer or click on a poll or whatever, it shows up in your messenger on Facebook or on Instagram. And so then you're able to start a conversation with them. Your job is to engage with the people you connect with. And your job is to invite them to take a look at what you have to offer. So that's really what your end goal is. It's about building relationships, engaging with them. And when the time is right, then you offer them, would you be interested in taking a look, right? You don't need to be fancy or perfect. Stories are meant to be you being authentic. They're meant to give someone a peek inside your life. So don't make it so difficult. Just show the real you. That's what they want. They want the real you, mistakes and all. They want you, not the perfect you. They want the real you because they're not perfect either. They're real and they want to know who you are. They want to get to know you. That's really what stories are for. So, hey, I hope this helped. Go out there and play with this and start adding stories into your feed. And I really believe you're gonna see a difference. It may take a little bit of time, but be consistent and don't give up, and you will see a difference. So, hey, thanks for being here. Hope you have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon.